What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the King Closer Reacts. I am the King Closer, RJ Bates III, and this is the series where I'm going to watch some videos, see if I agree or disagree. Let's get into the first video.
You must embrace cringeness. You will not be cool. It will not look good. You will suck. And everyone will know you suck. And you will know you suck. Again, it's, do I care more about their version of me or my version of me? And am I willing to be a work in progress, or am I unwilling to do it because I want to keep my current station in life? You have to decide whether you care more about your future than what other people think about your future. Someone's version of you has to die. It's either your desired version of you or someone else's desired version of you. And the thing is you're going to be with you a lot longer than they are. I think everything in the very beginning of entrepreneurship comes down to one thing, which is fear. And justified. It makes sense to be afraid. Like, there's a lot of risk. There's a ton of unknown. There's so much stuff that you don't know. The only thing I can also say is that it also puts you in the exact same position as every other person who started an entrepreneurship. They didn't know. And the only way to know is to start. There's an obsession with knowing the entirety. And it's because we want certainty. We want to know that if we do all of these things, it's going to work. And you don't. You want certainty from a world that will give you none. And if you're uncomfortable with that, entrepreneurship might not be for you. But I even say that, and I almost regret saying that, because I was so risk averse when I started. Like, people see the content now, or they see you now, and you're so confident and great on podcasts. And but I'm sure the first podcast you did, you look at it and you just absolutely cringe, right? It's horrendous. It's horrible. But the thing is that you must embrace cringeness. You will not be cool. It will not look good. You will suck. And everyone will know you suck. And you will know you suck. Again, it's, do I care more about their version of me or my version of me?
So it's funny that that's the first video that I react to. I'm recording this on August 6th, 2026, which is mine and Cassie's entrepreneur anniversary. And he's talking about the certainty when you become an entrepreneur. And I look back at our journey and what we thought on day one. The reason why this is our anniversary is because it's the day that we created our first LLC. And that was Fairway Solutions, which was going to be a insurance supplement business for contractors. We were supplementing the insurance claims. Then it got into roofing, general contracting. I don't think I ever would have believed you back then that, hey, RJ, you're going to be a nationwide virtual wholesaler, and you're also going to coach people from around the world on how to do nationwide virtual wholesaling. And the majority of your time is going to be spent in front of cameras, and you're going to create content. You're going to create content daily. I would have been like, what are you talking about? I'm deathly afraid of being in front of a camera. I hate lights and cameras. I won't do it. And I don't know anything about real estate. There was no certainty. Our entrepreneur journey has just been, honestly, being along for the ride. Whatever next opportunity, what do we need to do to grow and be uncomfortable, and with no certainty whatsoever. The only certainty that I've ever had as an entrepreneur is I am not going to go back to accepting a check from somebody else. And that's just honestly because I'm batshit crazy. Most people are not batshit crazy. They don't desire this lifestyle, and I don't blame them. And so I agree with Alex there, where he's talking about hey, if you need that certainty, this is probably not for you. He's absolutely right.
Friendly reminder that most people are fat, poor, pansies, and don't listen to them when they try to deter you from doing whatever it takes to succeed. The average person will always try to keep you average. It makes sense that if you want to be extraordinary, you will do things that an ordinary person would see as extra. This is the really hard part that I had to come to terms with, is that a lot of people want to see you fail because it justifies the risk that they chose not to take. We always have to think about listening to the people who are closest to our goals, not closest to us.
I guess this is the Alex Hormozi episode, which is a little bit unexpected. You do this on purpose. Make me respond to Alex over here. Listen, when he's talking about the people that are average are going to try to keep you average, Start creating content if you want to know what he's talking about, specifically TikTok. Go put something out on TikTok of you doing something amazing, and the world will let you know that you're a piece of shit because you're going out and you're doing great things and making money while doing it. It's amazing how I can call a motivated seller and save them from losing their house in 2 weeks, put money in their pocket, completely change their life. They cry on closing day, thank me, send me handwritten letters talking about how positive I impacted their life. You put it out on social media or you tell somebody and they're like, oh, so you're a vulture and you prey on people that are in terrible situations. And then they want to tell me how bad of a person I am. I just have gotten to the point at this point that I don't listen to that noise anymore. It doesn't matter. I know what I do helps people in multiple regards, whether it's my wholesaling operation, my education. And I understand that there are people out there that are going to sign up for Titanium University. They're not going to succeed. They're going to think that I failed them. I'm okay with that because I know that I show up every single day. I know that it does work for the majority of people. And I know that I'm going to continue to pour into them. And if they use that information, they will be successful in the long run. I know that what we do on the wholesaling side helps people because that's the way that we navigate our conversations with inside of the closer's formula. I literally just got done today doing 3.5 hours of seller call reviews for Titanium University members. Again, pouring into them like I will continue to do every single day, but talking and teaching them about, hey, your objective here is not to get a signed contract. Your objective here is to find out, does this seller need to sell a piece of real estate for a discount and make us the solution? So I completely agree with Alex on this take.
You cannot wish for a strong character and an easy life. Each is the price of the other. What if what you're going through isn't hard? What if you're just sensitive?
I think that most of us can look back on our lives to 10 years ago and think about the problems that we were dealing with then and think about how much of a pittance and how small those problems were compared to the problems that we deal with today. I then think, okay, well, if I feel that way about the problems that I had 10 years ago, then 10 years from now, Alex will look back at the problems that I'm dealing with today and feel the same way. And so if he feels that way then about the problems that I have now, then the only difference is the perspective that he has that I don't have. And so I might just be a sensitive little pansy, and maybe these aren't problems at all. Maybe these are just facts of life, and I need to habituate to them.
So again, interesting day. I'm going to lean more on my experience within kind of running Titanium University on this take, because my issues that I was dealing with 10 years ago was, how am I going to make enough money wholesaling to pay my bills, to pay the mortgage and the electric bill and feed my 3-year-old baby? And like, those were the issues that I was trying to overcome. Can I do this frequently enough to sustain a just regular lifestyle? And now here I am, 10 years later, and I now carry the burden where what I teach, what I say to do impacts 1,100 people, probably similar to that position that I was in 10 years ago. That burden that I carry, I care about that. It impacts me daily. I think about the words, the choice of what video I'm going to make. Is there a specific objection that I could teach people, or is there a better way for me to convey that message on the closer's formula or comping and underwriting? Is there a new system that I need to be looking at? I'm always thinking about the amount of lives that will impact. And he's right. The problems I had 10 years ago are very, very minute in comparison to today's problems that I feel that I carry. I can only imagine what that's going to be like in 2036, because I only anticipate having a much larger burden to carry, but I welcome it. I ask for it every single day.
Imagine you talk to the creator of the universe before birth and pick the person you get to become. You say, I want to be the most courageous. The creator replies and says, well, then I will give you monsters to terrify you so that you can conquer them. And you say, well, I want to be patient. Well,
then I will make you work harder and longer so you can learn to wait. I want to be wise. And the creator replies, then I will give you failures that will crush your spirit so you can learn the value of judgment. You then say, sounds like a rough life. Can you give me a good life? Creator replies, just like we measure the quality of a blacksmith by the strength of his steel, I measure you by what you are at the end, not the fire and the hammer it took to make you. A good life isn't a life that's easy. A good life is a life that makes you into a good person. And that, my son, is a hard life.
Man, that was fire. Maybe I need to go click the follow button on Mr. Hormozi over here. I knew my boy Nick Robbins followed him for a reason. That was a really good take. And it's, again, the timing of it is pretty funny because I made a post on my Facebook yesterday about having just pretty just chaotic, like, bad day. Not like, oh my goodness, I want to quit and my life sucks day, but kind of like, what the fuck kind of day. Like, can anything go right? And not much did, but there were some really good moments. And like that was kind of the message of my post. It's like, I ask for this responsibility. I ask for the opportunity because what I do means something to other people, to me, to my team, the people that I've surrounded myself with. It matters. I wanted that. And so because of that, there's going to be days where it's really bad, that fire and the hammer. I'm okay with going through those bad days because at least I know that I have something to fight for. It means something now. And in the past, I would look back on bad days and it would be more about just emotional feelings and something wasn't going right, but it didn't really mean something in the long run. It didn't mean something to a significant amount of people. And now I look at it and I go, every decision, every way that I respond to things, it matters. And he talks about asking the creator, which in what I believe is God. If I had the opportunity to ask God before I was born what I would want to be, honestly, I don't say this from an egotistical standpoint, but I don't know that I would change because I don't know any other way to be other than who I am. So I don't know what it's like to be somebody else. And at 41 years old, I've kind of enjoyed who I've evolved to become as a leader, how I respond to things. And I almost put it in my post, so I'll say it here. I almost thank God for creating me the way that he did because I don't understand why I responded and reacted to what happened yesterday the way that I did after it happened. It was kind of like, that was meant to happen. I'm glad that I went through that moment or these moments during that day because it's going to make me stronger. It's going to give me a lesson that I can teach somebody else. Maybe this will help somebody when they're going through a bad time, how to navigate that, how to react, how to respond. I don't know. I'm extremely grateful for the journey that I've been on and how it's kind of impacted how I react to negative things today.
Do what it takes. You said you wanted to change your life. You said you were going to chase that dream. You said you wanted to become somebody your younger self could be proud of. So what the fuck are you waiting for? Is it the perfect moment? Because those don't exist. Did the pressure get too heavy? Did the road stop looking the way you thought it would? Then good, because growth was never supposed to be comfortable, and the journey was never supposed to be easy. And the moment things start to get hard, that's the moment a lot of people give up on themselves, but not you. So you must keep going, no matter how ugly it looks, no matter how long it takes. You must get to it by any means necessary. And you don't stop until the life that you once dreamed about becomes the life that you are living.
Listen, I've yelled on stage before. That was impressive. Because about halfway through, he wanted to lower his tone because it was starting to tingle in his throat. He wanted to drink something. He wanted to tone it down. That was impressive. But I also completely agree. I mean, I say those things all the time to TU members, to other entrepreneurs, and this isn't meant to be easy. It's not meant to be easy. I mean, I talked about the call reviews that I did today. One of the actually, all of the call reviews that I did today. I mean, I really care about these individuals. One of the individuals has been a real estate investor for 27 years. Who am I to review her call? But I did. She cares about my opinion. She put herself in an uncomfortable position. And it was also uncomfortable for me to tell her, this is not a good call. This is where you're making mistakes. Because that's where she's going to grow. She's going to go get a signed contract. She's going to get out of that uncomfortable position that she's in because she's been doing this for 27 years in her backyard and she's trying to expand out of it. It's uncomfortable growth. The next call review that I did was somebody that's brand new inside of TU. An amazing personality, super energetic, smiles all the time, great within the community. And I had to chew her ass out. I had to tell her, this is not good. I can tell that this is your first call review. I can tell that you're making mistakes because you haven't dove into the modules. You haven't fully embraced what the closer's formula is telling you to do. And so it was uncomfortable. But we do have to understand that if you truly want these cliche statements, I want to live the life that my younger self will be proud of. Do you? Are you willing to go through what it takes to achieve that? To be honest with you, the majority of the time, people are not. So today, this beautiful Saturday or whatever day that you're watching this, ask yourself, are you really willing to do what it takes to be uncomfortable, to grow, to achieve something that the majority will never achieve? Because more often than not, the answer is no, you're not. You're going to give in to needing to have consistent paychecks, that job. You're going to need that certainty that will never be promised to you. You're going to find that excuse plus a story to blame somebody else, to blame the leads, the mentor. The RJ told you to do this and it didn't work. Rarely do I find somebody that holds themselves accountable, has that extreme ownership, has that drive no matter what, and says, I will do whatever it takes to achieve success. The actual success that I say I want. That's rare. All right, guys, that's our very unique King Closer Reacts episode. It was the Alex Hormozi and then some dude on a black screen just screaming that, hey, maybe you should start a metal band. He carried it there for about a minute straight. So hope you guys enjoyed this unique episode of King Closer Reacts. Let me know if you did in the comments. Regardless, show me some love. Like today's video. We'll see you guys tomorrow.